Meanwhile, two House priority measures have been scheduled for plenary debates. Again, let's hear the details from Freddie Abando.
The debate on two major issues, the Anti-Dynasty Bill and Resolution Number 1, which proposes amendments to the economic provisions of the Constitution, are expected to heat up in plenary. The anti-dynasty measure is an enabling law that will implement the provision of the Constitution which bans political dynasties.
Pinagsasalit ko. Last week, nagsimula yung political dynasty. Ngayon, then, they will take turns. Depende na lang kung gaano karami ang mag-i-indicate ng intention to interpolate the sponsors. And then, bibigyan namin ng time for a full deliberation on these two important legislations.
However, attempts from the 8th to the 15th Congress failed. Political clans rule all over the country. They control political and economic power. Caloocan City Congressman Edgardo Erize, one of the authors, said it's time to level the playing field in politics to enable the people to vote for leaders outside the circle of dynasties. Erize esteemed this bill to allow a clan to field two members to run for two positions, from governor to congressman, mayor, or councilor. House Committee Chairman on Electoral Reforms Congressman Freddie Castro stressed it's a matter of conscience for 150 members of the House belonging to dynasties to wake up and vote in favor of the bill.
Hindi naman kaming mga congressman hindi lang kami ang anak ng Diyos sa bawat bayan at distrito namin. At dapat na bigyan namin ng pagkakataon ang mga mamamayan na magkaroon ng fair play, not only in politics but also in economy.
And it is not also wise and fair to say that it is doomed to fail, because in the first place, by doing that, you are trying to be judgmental and you render judgment on the journalism and sentiment of your fellow congressmen, which is not right. Therefore, whether or not this bill will pass the plenary and be voted upon to be transmitted to Congress will depend upon the ability of all those concerned whether they could do away with political dynasty.
Resolution Number 1, authored by Speaker Feliciano Belmonte, was sponsored on the floor by Congressman Rufus Rodriguez. It provides for the insertion of the phrase "as may be provided for by law," which will serve as the key to proposed amendments to the Constitution's economic provisions in the future. Provisions on land ownership for foreigners, their entry to invest in public utilities, media, advertising, and education.
Our Constitution are rigid. There are rigid provisions limiting the amount of foreign investments that can come to the Philippines.
The foreign chambers of commerce support the Belmonte resolution. Peter Wallace of the Wallace Economic Forum is confident that President Aquino will hopefully endorse the proposed charter reforms.
Shown that if he gets strong enough reasons why to change his mind, he's willing to. And from what I gather, his opposition is not so much a strong opposition, that he just has been unsure as to what would be the advantages. And I think over the last probably a year, we've been putting together, I've done quite an extensive report, by the way, on this, if you'd like it, and what would be the advantages. And I think we've got almost universal in the business sector. We did a survey last year. We found 83% of businessmen want the Constitution revised and opened up.
For the People's Television Network, this is Freddie Abando reporting.